Hi and welcome to another Pop and Stickbait video. Well, today is another video from a destination video as such. So back in June 2024, a friend of mine, he needed to catch a spearfish for his IGFA Royal Slam. Now, they're quite a rare fish and therefore very difficult to catch. So there's two places in the world generally you can catch them. There's Hawaii, where they tend to be caught a bit of as a bycatch, or the Mediterranean. So we went to Mallorca in the Mediterranean and we fished for the Mediterranean spearfish. Its Latin name is tetrapurus belone. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, but that's the species it is. Basically, it's a mini marlin. They go to that sort of size. A big one, I think the record's around 70 kilos, something like that. So interesting fish. They do have a very short season. The season is typically sort of May, June, and maybe July. Then that's it. They're gone. So we had to try and find if we could get out there. Now, the chap we used out there was a guy called Vince Rierra. His boat is called Mad Max, and he's based, as I said, in Mallorca at a place called Alcudia, which I'll probably pronounce differently many times throughout this video. So, as I said, we were fishing with Vince Rierra of fishingmallorca.net. Vince really knows his stuff, to the point he has won the world tagging captain for spearfish for 5 years on the trot. That says something. This guy knows his stuff. So the lures we were using is something similar to this. They're not particularly big. This one happens to have wire in it because I made these up for Wahoo, but they didn't have wire on the ones we were using. So we were using some really nice green of all colours, 12 to 20 pound class rods, Shimano Talicas, and I think 20 pound braid, but I can't guarantee that. But light gear, but these weren't particularly big fish. So the advantage for us is I live in Devon, and to get out to Mallorca, it's a 2-hour flight from Bristol, and flights return were about 120 quid-ish, something like that return. There's masses of accommodation in the actual port of Alcudia. Whether you want backpacker style or 5-star accommodation, it's all there. Equally so, food. You can have food that will go from your burger and chips all the way up to a proper expensive meal. When we got there, the weather was nice and hot. It was about 31 degrees on the first day. Unfortunately, it didn't always stay like that. On our first day, as you'll see in this video clip, we had flat seas and we were thinking, yeah, this is going to be fantastic. Well, as the days went on, it did blow up a little bit, and then we had horrific rain, and we fished for 3 days, and on our last day it was quite lumpy, as you'll see now. So we drew straws to see who would go first, and it didn't take long till we'd all actually caught one, so our objective was achieved. Yay. As time went on, we ended up with at least one double hookup that I can think of.
Double header.
Nice and steady.
Fen back, no turine, fen back, no turine, fen back.
Nice and gentle here now, Mike.
Come on, come on.
Just back off a little bit. Just a little bit. Too much. Right. That's caught fish.
Which was, it made it more fun. So, as I said, these fish don't go particularly big, and we're using light gear. But we found that we were told by Vince that the spear, their bill, he said is very pencil-like. The bill's that sort of length, but equally so, it's very, very delicate. As a result, his crewman, whose name I can't remember, unfortunately, he was the one that held most of the fish for a photograph, because he would hold them up, we would get in there, click, get the picture, then he'd put the fish straight back in the water, keep it swimming along by the side of the boat for a bit until it recovered, then off it would go. So we didn't get any perfect your perfect photograph of the flank of the fish, perfect side on to be able to hold like that. Fish care was the priority. So yes, as I said, we all caught. I'm glad to say I had the most. I had 5. My best went to 14, which is also 14 kilos, which is also the biggest we had over the 3 days. So if you've got any questions, please do ask them below, and I'll do my best to answer them as soon as I can. Please do subscribe to the channel, and if you'd like to give it a thumbs up too. Many thanks now. Bye bye.
Caught fish.